Mother, with your permission, I'd like to say one small message from the Sahaja-yogis, that we've been very excited to hear today the news that your brother has been appointed to the position of Minister of Information for India. It's such a great blessing for that country to have a man of such a dharmic nature in that position of importance. And we'd like to express our real joy at this news.
Last time I was talking about self-realization, our ascent into the unconscious, and what should we expect to be self-realized. Self-realization, as I told you the other day, has to be felt in your central nervous system. It's an actualization. It's not a fantasy. It's not the fantastic stuff that people talk of. You went into a sort of ecstasy and you are floating in the clouds. That's not self-realization. We have to give up our ideas of fantasy. We have to live with the truth and reality, which is really beautiful and wonderful. So first of all, we should be very honest about it, that self-realization has to be something that we should feel on our central nervous system. As we have felt our evolution, actually on our central nervous system, like we are human beings. If we are human beings, we feel all that is human on our central nervous system. It is not that we feel about it something in a fantastic way that, oh, now if I am walking through a dirty lane, I just do not say, no, I am walking through the garden of Eden. Where is the dirt? Where is the filth? Do we talk like that? We just feel every time whatever is happening around us, we are alert about it. And this alertness comes through our attention, which is feeling it on our central nervous system. Again, I would say, it's absolutely, as in American way we can say, brass tacks. It's no fantasy about it. First thing we must forget that it is no fantasy. Last time I told you that some people who get to the point of accepting that they are self-realized actually are self-opinionated. They just think that they are self-realized, they are very spiritual people, they have got their second birth. You ask them, how do you believe? Oh, I know. I said, how do you know? As you know, I know. Now, on these very important questions, we have to realize that one thing human beings have to be, and that is they have to be extremely honest. Maybe in that honesty you may have to face something that may not be so much accepted by your rationality. To your conditioning it might be a shock. To many other things that you have read, it might be that it doesn't tally with that. Doesn't matter. If you are the seekers of truth, then you should be honest, absolutely honest about it. And the honesty should be seen in what we are trying to achieve in our self-realization also. One thing I cannot do with you is to be dishonest. I know sometimes people feel extremely hurt when I tell them that this is not correct and this is not true. As your mother, I have to honestly tell you what is the truth is, because I have nothing to get out of you. I have nothing to ask for anything. My only job on this earth is to give you what you have, what is your own. which you have to achieve, which is very important, which is of vital importance. So we should also see what is our background just now. Where are we? At this moment, how are we placed? We do not realize that we are precariously placed at this moment. It's a time whether you jump over to your emancipation or you just go to hell. These are the only two alternatives left. There's no third. There's no compromise. I must tell you, it's a fact. One has to accept when you see all around you, people are fighting, quarreling, there are big wars are being threatening. One button you push and the whole world can be destroyed. Such a situation. Some people have to think there has to be some way out of all this madness, out of this rat race, out of these self-destroying organizations that we have built up around us. There has to be something. If so, then what is our responsibility? What is our best approach? What should be our attitude? We are taking everything for granted. We are just sitting down thinking, oh, it's all right. As long as we don't do anything wrong, it's all right. It is not so. It is not so. That time is over. That time that where you were leading a very good life and dharmic life, that is not sufficient. That is not going to help. First of all, we have to know that if you are seekers and honest seekers, you have to play a very dynamic role in this great work of God. And God's work is a living work, as I told you. It's not a work where I can just give you a lecture or give you a book and that you go through the book and say, page so and so, this is written here and that is written there. It is not that way that you can work it out. What you have to do is to understand in a very sensible way, in a very deep manner, that realization is the only way to save the whole humanity. You may be very few, I agree, you may not be many, you can be very few, but you are the ones who are the foundations. You have to take up the responsibility. Without realization, no transformation can take place in human being. We don't expect a seed to produce a fruit, do we? It has to sprout. It has to start sprouting so that the transformation starts, and that transformation within us can only come through self-realization, through our second birth, through our spontaneous awakening of Kundalini. There is no other way out. Now, if people want to argue on it, I would say, as far as I know, that's the only way. As far as anybody could know, that's the only way. Now, you might have come through various channels here, through various experiences, through various sources. Like the other day, I was in Geneva, and I don't know how it happened that I had to speak in a Protestant church, the temple they call it. And before I could say much, about 3-4 minutes later, a gentleman got up on one side. He said, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Then on the other side, there were 3-4, they said, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I said, what's happening? No, and then they all attacked me, came down there and started saying, I was just laughing, I was wondering. But then, I felt very sad. Because if they were honest, and if they are seekers, why don't they understand by doing all this, they are not going to get to Jesus. Many people have done this. Before them, so many people have been doing it. And a big question arose, as to the what I was saying about Christ, whether it was true or not, and that is not in the Bible, and how she's saying so, and all that. I would like to say that people have not been able to understand Christ at all, because Christ is an universal thing. You cannot contain him in any book, leave alone Bible. You cannot contain him in any book or in any period, because he is eternal. He didn't only exist at that time, at 4 years' time, when people just allowed him to open his mouth a little bit. He is eternal, and naturally being eternal, people must be knowing about him much before he came and much after he came. When you start containing him in one book and start reading Bible word by word and word by word, you really kill the living soul of Christ. That's not the way to understand Christ. You must know that there must be some people who must have talked about him. There must be some scriptures who must have talked and said something about him. Why not go to other scriptures and find out? Actually, to me, it is more surprising that when I told them that there are many scriptures who have talked about Christ, and I told them exactly in what scriptures it is said and all that, they all got angry with me. They wanted to limit Christ to Bible. How can we limit him to Bible? If he is an eternal being, he cannot be in the books of these few disciples who wrote, and then Paul, who never saw even Christ, never knew anything about Christ, wrote in the Bible. So how can you bring him in that little book which has got few experiences of these disciples who never understood him much, I think. And how could they explain it? When he said, you are to be born again, he said that. Moses did not. Moses did not say so. He prepared. Moses prepared everyone for that. He gave us the balancing. He gave us the so-called, we can say the religion as we call it, or dharma, the one by which you sustain yourself, you balance yourself. He talked about that. But he didn't say that you have to be born again, because that was not his job. His job was to give you a way of a proper human life. How to lead a proper human life. That's what he took. But Christ said you are to be born again. But did he say how you are going to be born again? Did he explain in the Bible? Does anyone know how to be born again? You get some clergyman from from a theosophical society or some sort of a theological society or some sort of a society and say, now I baptize you. Now which society can guarantee that? It's artificial. Now see, I'm talking of true religion and true assent, not of an artificial one. This is absolutely artificial. To say that I will give you realization, now you come here and I put some water from somewhere, put on your head and you get your realization. This is real deception of oneself. I know you people may not like it, but that's a fact. I have to tell you. That's a deception. That you can give somebody a realization when you have not got the authority from God. Then he talked about Holy Ghost. He did say that anything against me will be forgiven, but nothing against the Holy Ghost. He did say about Holy Ghost. But did he say who was this Holy Ghost? Did he explain anything about the Holy Ghost? And if you go and ask any priest, they will say it's a mystery. Now supposing there is somebody who can unravel that his mystery, which is kept as a mystery. Everything is a mystery because, you see, when you don't know, you have to say this is a mystery. That part you cannot explain, you say this is a mystery, but somebody can say and talk about it and knows about it. Then must you deny that person who is explaining what is Holy Ghost? Now the problem is, you see, this rationality is such a thing which can be discussed. You can go on talking about it hours together, you can have meetings, conferences, everything, and they will say, oh, this is it, that is it, they'll all go on talking about it. This can be discussed. But if you put your feelings towards it, you will think it's so dry, a conversation, a argument is going on. What is this? It has not given us joy that was promised. It has not given us that bliss. It has not brought that peace. Let us face it. It's not that which Christ has taught. So we have gone somewhere wrong. Let us accept it and see for ourselves what is the true assent that Christ taught. What did he say again and again? You are to be born again. So there are organizations, they go about saying, I am born again. Now ask them, how are you born again? So they bring a Bible. In this Bible is written, but where is it written that you are born again? See, you know Bible, you read it. But where is it written, whatever is written in the Bible, you are doing the same, or that you have got that capacity. You see how they apportion it to themselves. Supposing I read a book, see it clearly. I read a book, and I say, all right, I read this book, and it said that you have to be a good man, you have to be a nice person, you have to be born again. All right. So now I am born again. I may drink, I may beat my wife, do anything, I am a good man because I read the book. Rationality is so superficial now, just see, so clearly you can see. It's so superficial, it's so outside you. It's nothing inside. In rationality you can feel whatever you like, there's nothing inside. You have not got anything inside you. Even if you are doing everything against the Bible, still with the Bible in the hand you say, oh, the Bible is with me. I am carrying the Bible, I paid for it. This is the way we have been able to understand any one of these incarnations. This is about Christ, this is about Krishna, this is about every one of them. It's not only in one religion, it has happened in every religion. Islam, you can see very clearly because it's so blatant, it's so open. You can see how they are absolutely fanatic. But I think which one is not? On the contrary, those who are rational people are very sophisticated fanatics. They won't budge out even one inch from here to there. They are extremely sophisticated and they can converse on it, talk on it. They think they are cultivated. It is nothing but just brainwashing. They are brainwashed and they are brainwashing everybody else. Now, your realization is not a brainwashing. It is a happening that is your own. Just like your eyes, just like your hands, just like as you are feeling, in the same way you can feel your realization. It is not just talking, it's not rationality, it's not a fantastic world of some romanticism. It is true assent. And that's what one should see, where you become truly your spirit, where you become truly your love, or we can say where you become the power of God's love. So far we talk of love. I have seen people who said, oh mother, we believe in love. Oh, where is love? What kind of love you believe? Oh, we believe in love. All right. Well, till something attacks. If you believe in love, this belief also comes out of separation of you and your love. Because what is there to believe when you are love? I mean, you are love, what is there to believe? I won't say I believe that I am Nirmala, do I? If I say you laugh at me, in the same way, if you are love, you are not to believe into love. Love is, and the love that one has to be does not say that it is love. It works. It knows. It understands. It coordinates. It can transmit everything that I am saying today here to the whole world. Because the love that we talk of is a love of a lower level, where we have not achieved that eternal state or that state of the spirit which is universal. Sitting down here, can you tell me what's wrong with somebody about, say, 3,000 miles away from here? You can't. But a realized soul can. He does not rationalize. He does not rationalize, that's one point. Beyond rationality. Because once you get your realization, your hands speak. You just have to put your hands. And you feel the other person just like Antony, you can feel it on your fingers. And you can say, oh, he's catching on this and he's catching on that. So this chakra is bad and that chakra is bad. And this is the problem with the fellow, and that's the conclusion. So this universal being is to be enlightened within. Unless and it is enlightened within you. No use saying we are all brothers and sisters. We are not. To be very frank, we are not. Even the brothers and sisters who are real brothers and sisters may not be real. They might end up in a court case. But when you become in love of God, then what happens is that you become one with the whole. You just start feeling another person. As you feel this hand by this hand, In the same way you start feeling another person who is a part and parcel of you. It's an actualization. Again I say, is not talking that, oh, I love everyone. This love corrects, it punishes too. It distorts. This is the same love which sprouts the seed. It evolves the tree, seed into a tree. It has to destroy some parts of the tree. It becomes the fruit. But there, that love is not intelligible to that tree. That's the living love of God is not intelligible to the tree, but is intelligible to human beings. What a privilege, I would say, for a human being to feel that love, to feel that all-pervading power within himself and to maneuver it. What a tremendous thing is a human being that God has created. But if you want to live in your fool's paradise, I would say, or in a fantastic romantic method of understanding of God, then who can help you? Who can tell you? One has to, at the very outset, accept that I have to become honestly the Spirit, truly the Spirit, truthfully the love of God that pervades the whole universe. Now this talking has no meaning, actually, till it happens to you. As I told you last time, that it has to come in your every bit of your being, in the sense in your nervous system it will work out. But what happens, first people get realization. They get realization with just, they feel the bliss, they feel the coming out of the cool breeze from the head. It's something, they think is something out of the way. And then they get lost. They don't grow beyond that point. You have to grow after that. You have to grow. If you have to be your spirit, you have to understand the whole of your being. Say, supposing I come in this hall and I see this hall and just settle down here. I won't know the whole of Caxton, how will I? In the same way, when you enter into the realm of God, the realm has to be seen, has to be felt, has to be understood. You have to learn everything about this realm, the laws of God, how they work, how they manifest, how they work out. Everything you can know, but first and foremost thing, you must have your realization. That is very important. Now many a times I have said you can't pay for it. I just don't know how to tell it again and again, that how can you pay for a thing like that? It's impossible, it's absurd. It's absurd. Many people told me that, Mother, you have money, that's why you don't take money. It's not so. If I had no money, it's all right. If I had money, it's all right. It makes no difference, like he's saying about my brother getting the ministership. To me, it makes no difference at all. What does it matter? You see, if he helps me in God's work, then of course it has some meaning. Otherwise, to me, it has no meaning at all. Those who do not help in the God's work have no meaning to me, because such people are there, they are doing all their mundane work, every day-to-day work. What are they going to do for God? That's the main thing one has to see, that those people who are trying to achieve success in life, achieve money in life, achieve political ends in life, will all get frustrated one day. They'll be all frustrated. They will find out very soon that this is of no use. This success has no meaning. It's just an empty thing they have been trying, absolute empty, and they have been trying to find out some sort of images, shadows. They have been following shadows, not the real thing. And once they discover it's a shadow, they'll drop it. But it may be late. Why not drop it now and get the real thing? Turn around and see for yourself that there is reality within you, which you must achieve and get it. Now the time has come. That's why it is working out. But conditioning is too much. In modern times, the conditioning is much worse than it was anywhere, any time, anywhere before. Trouble is, when there were people like Christ, people were not prepared. We could not have a sort of a rapport with people as you are sitting here. It was impossible to talk to people, only hardly one could get some fishermen to talk to. What do you talk to that? To fishermen. And that was the situation. But today when there are people who are seekers, who are truly seekers, who want to find out, but are very complicated, extremely complicated. It's such a complication that it's impossible to get them out of that condition. They are overread, they have read too much. And if they have read a book, they think they have written it. Not only that, but they think they are the author. I have seen people who have read Gita, they think they are Shri Krishna. If not Shri Krishna, at least Vyasa, the one who has written it. It's impossible to talk to them. They don't want to see beyond the lines. But those who are really, truly intelligent, truly sharp, I should say, sharply seeing things, they just recognize it. I have known of someone who has done his double MA in 2 subjects of philosophy in Indian philosophy. He was a very highly placed man himself. And he came to me. I have not studied any philosophy in my lifetime. I had no time to do any such thing. And just he sat at my feet. And he asked me a very simple question. He said, there has been always a problem in arguing out the problem of Dvaita and Advaita, is that whether the God is the only thing and the rest of it is all an illusion, or is it that the illusion is also true and God is also true? I said, is there? He said, yes, they have been breaking their heads on this point in India throughout. I said, what is there? It's nothing, it's so very simple to understand. I said, when you are in illusion, then illusion is true, no doubt. But once you are out of it, the illusion doesn't exist. It's so simple as that. What is there to quarrel? Because you are in illusion, so you believe in illusion. But once you are out of it, it is finished, like you are in a dream. So for example, the dream is reality at that time, at that point of awareness. But once the dream is over, then there is no dream. I said, what is there to quarrel on such a simple thing like that? He says that, mother, you are too straightforward and you see things straight. I said, because I have not gone round as you people have gone. You get lost into your own mess that you have created. And then he said, books and books have been written out and all that, and Adi Shankaracharya was attacked for this. And Adi Shankaracharya didn't know how to face it. So he said, all right, forget it, I am not going to talk to you. And he just started writing the praises of the mother. And they all laughed at him. So this is what it is. You see the disparity, or you can say the difference between a realized soul and unrealized soul existed always. And the realized soul could not say that you must get your realization to understand this. You see, because if she said that, he would be boxed, or he would be killed, or he would be crucified, or something would happen to that person. If he says, you better get your realization, then I'll talk to you. That would be the most serious thing they would say. Now, so what do they say? That, all right, you forget it. If you don't want to listen to it, all right, we will not tell you. Or else, if they say anything like that, then they are murdered or killed. These are the only 2 situations with which one can live. Now, if you have understood one thing, that realization gives you a new awareness, by which you do not become anyway small or anyway lower. It's not like higher animals and lower animals. You know, some people even feel hurt if they are told that you have to take realization. They say, we are already realized souls. It is not that. Does a leaf feel that it is at a lower stage than a flower? Does it feel? Why do we feel all these things? Because we have got an ego. We have got an ego which determines you are a higher race, you are a lower race. You are a higher person, you are a lower person. The education is higher of this person, that is lower. That is all ego's decision. That is the decision ego takes. But for a realized soul, he doesn't see all these things. He cannot see. Can you see your dreams when you are awake? Can you see your dreams when you are just awake? I mean, daydreaming, of course, some people can do, no doubt. But normally, we cannot believe in daydreaming. In the same way, when you are a realized soul, you just don't see these things. You just see people as their chakras and their kundalini. You don't see what race they are, whether they are higher race, lower race, what community they come from. Nothing. You just see them as they are on their chakras, and you just pay attention to their chakras, and immediately you know a person through their chakras only. It's nothing outside that matters. Now for a person who is not yet realized. So it is difficult to accept. It's difficult to accept that you are not yet a realized. And that is sometimes gives a challenge. But one must know there's nothing wrong. Nobody is born realized that way. Some are born realized, but some are not. But they were also not born from the childhood, or they were not born, they might be born realized in this life, but may not be in earlier lives. May not have been born realized in earlier life. So what is there to feel if you think that you have not yet got your realization? People feel very much hurt. It is something so surprising how this ego acts against all God's work, which is so important. Ego is the cruelest enemy that one can think of. Say, I didn't go to one of the programs we had. Now these boys went there. They are very good. They know how to give realization. They have got realization, they can give realization, they can talk better English than I can do, and they gave a very good speech, and everything happened. But these boys said, we would not take realization from you, because they were English and the others were also English. Now look at this stupid ego. Does a realized soul has English or British or all these banners on top of their heads? Why to feel inferior or superior in any way? We are all one. If this finger requires something, if this hand has to give something, nothing to feel bad about. If this finger is little bit numb, this hand would like to rub it, to just come to bring it to its proper awareness. There's nothing wrong with it. But this is how the ego, I find, is such an enemy of human beings. It will not allow you to get your realization. And even if you get it, still it will come back and all the time start giving you questions and giving you answers. Such an ego exists that it is amazing how we are identified with our ego. Extremely surprising is that we do not know what we are. We talk, I do this, I believe in it, I say this, but what is this I? Which one is this I? We do not know even who controls our autonomous nervous system. We do not know anything about it. We call it an autonomous. Now what is this auto? From where this auto comes in? Which is this auto? Who is this auto? We do not know anything how a seed becomes a tree, and why we believe that we are something great and that we are to decide everything, we know everything. Of course, you are great, no doubt. There's no doubt that you are the greatest. In the whole of creation, you are the highest, no doubt, because you are the one who are human beings, and you are the ones only who can get realization. Animals can't get realization. That's very true. But that doesn't mean that you don't have to achieve that spiritual ascent. For that, one should understand that one must humble down in their hearts. We must humble down in our hearts. Unless and until we humble down in our hearts, this ego, you have seen, I don't know if you have a picture here, see that yellow stuff, you see, is a very big one. And the more bilious you are, the worse it is. The whole bile goes on the head and covers you completely. It's all like a big balloon, you know. And when you get realization, you see it coming up sometimes. You look at it and you get such a fright and you say, oh God, this Mr. Ego, from where it is coming? Because you are out of him. But when you are in it, you see, you think this is my crown. The yellow crown I am wearing is the gold crown I am wearing. I am the king of the whole world that I serve. Which is a very dangerous thing. And I have been noticing this very often. I've talked about this ego, I've made fun out of it, and I think it does. Anybody who is egoistical is quite funny, isn't it? I mean, if you talk to anybody who is egoistical, only thing you feel is to laugh. Otherwise, I don't know how to keep serious with a person who goes or who is egoistical. It's impossible. But they can be very dangerous, like Hitler. They can be very overpowering. They can be hypnotic. Actually, they can hypnotize you and can make you absolutely so much like them. Well, if they touch somebody, that person becomes again ego-oriented. That person touches another, that person also becomes ego-oriented. So this ego spreads so fast. Anybody you see who says anything to you harshly, your ego comes up. I mean, even hurting ego itself can create ego. So today, I have to tell you one thing, that please, we have to keep our egos outside as we have kept our shoes today. because that is going to really help us very much. Secondly, we have to know that we have to have our realization. That on that point we should be obstinate. Now without ego, how to be obstinate? Many people ask me, Mother, how can we be obstinate without our ego? Because we get egoistical and then only we get obstinacy. Obstinacy could be through love. That Mother, I must have my realization. Through love. Through love. We have to ask, we have to get it, we have to love ourselves. Perhaps we do not realize how God has made us, how beautifully, with such love, with such care. For so many years, He has created you. You have been yourself seekers all your lives. Now the time has come for you to get it. So you better have it. Do not play with this dirty ego. It's not going to help you at all. He's not going to just see the point. So be careful. If you could keep out your ego, I'm sure yourself will shine. Shine through your attention. You will be amazed that your attention will start working out things. Now, luckily in England, after working for 10 years, 9 years I should say, continuously, we have been able to have some very good surgeries. And the surgeries of England are really wonderful people. They are very balanced and good people. They are scholarly. They have sorted out even in scholarship what is surgery. And it is such a great pleasure for me to announce that a book written by an English surgeon has been recently published. And I have the book which I will show you. John, has he brought the book? Told him to get the book. And they have sent the book of Sahaja Yoga by an English Sahaja Yogi, because we had one book written by an Indian Sahaja Yogi and another one was written by a French, or we can call it Swiss French Sahaja Yogi. Then another one was written by, in Marathi there are books and in other languages there are books written by, but this is the first book of an English Sahaja Yogi of Dawn, has been published, and we'll be very happy that today is, I've received it only 2 days back and I'm very happy about it. It's come out very well. And he has, just like an Englishman, he wouldn't publish his name. So his name is not there. And I really troubled him a lot because he worked with me, and I told him that this book should not mention much about me because then people get a fright. So best is to avoid, but still they have put something. So I hope you will excuse that and you will read it as a book of real information to you and written in a very, very straightforward way. This is the book today I would like to inaugurate in your presence, and I am very happy that in England whatever I have worked, Dawn has worked so hard and got it, this book, to its fruit. We have other very big a big book which is being advertised here, but that's a very big one. But for a Sahaja Yogi, we don't give normally a book to a person who just gets realization, normally. Just after realization we don't give a book, because you see the ego is still there, it catches one word here and one word there and they just slip on. So we avoid giving books to people and talking about Sahaja Yoga so much. First we say that you establish yourself. Then we give them the book to read. But this book is given to the first primary classes, we should say, where the primary introduction of Sahaja Yoga is there, where people are feeling the vibrations, are able to give realizations to another person who have understood Sahaja Yoga but not yet fully settled down. To them we give this book. And then there is another book which we give to people who are Sahaja Yogis. And the definition of Sahaja Yogis is also not told to people who are not yet realized, because certain things we have decided not to expose in the beginning. Because Christ just said one thing, that He was the way and He is the door. He was the path and He was the gate. Which you'll see here also. He is that. He just said, I am the only Son of God, which He was. I mean, if he was, what should he not tell? Supposing he was, which he was, we'll prove it to you on Sahaja Yoga. With Sahaja Yoga, we can prove it to you. But if he said that, they crucified him. Under these circumstances, what should we do? Best is not to talk about these things. Let them discover for themselves. Gradually, then they come round. It's better suited for Western people also. Because in India, it's easy to understand surgery because they know what is realization. In the West, people have no idea as to what is realization because as I told you, in the Bible, nothing is written about your second birth, not about Holy Ghost. But about Holy Ghost, we have got books and books in our country. From thousands of years, we have had books on Holy Ghost. What is the Holy Ghost? What are her powers? And what does she do? And what is it? If it's a he or she or it or whatever it is, it's all written down. Then about Christ also they have mentioned, quite a lot. Not mentioned, but quite a lot has been written about Christ. About the second birth is clearly given what happens. The Kundalini rises, it comes up here, makes a thudding sound, and then it breaks out. And every one of them have described it. All the seers have described, they know it's the Kundalini awakening that will give you second birth, and what happens, and what is the cool breeze, and everything they have talked about. So for Indians it is very easy. The person who gives them cool breeze is the one who is so and so. For them it is not difficult. Of course I am not saying about westernized Indians, because westernized Indians are copying the Western people more. They don't read about their own knowledge and all that. Naturally, because they are also out of touch maybe, whatever it is. So they read mostly, say, Shelley and Keats, but they won't know about Kalidasa. It is very common with educated Indians. It is like that. They are Cambridge, Oxford, big people, and they would not like to read something about bullock cart IQ business. So they would not go in for reading all those things, and there are many books which are written in Sanskrit language are not translated. It's very surprising that so much knowledge is left there because it is not translated in English language. Whatever it is now, after Sahaja Yoga, I am sure all these books will be translated and it will be available for you to find out and to tally that what Sahaja Yoga gives you is the real thing. But it is not necessary even to read a book. There is no necessity to read a book because once you have the experience, you know that you are a realized. Somebody asked me, how do you know you are a realized? I said, how do you know you are a human being? As you know you are a human being, you also know you are a realized soul. I mean, you cannot explain that, but Sahaja Yoga can explain also how do you know you are a realized soul. When you are a realized soul, you can feel another person's chakras, you can raise the Kundalini. If you are a surgeon, then you can raise the chakras of other people. Before learning Sahaja Yoga, you may not. You may know what's wrong with the person because you can feel it on your fingers. And you can say, this is the finger catching, that is the finger catching, this is happening here, that is happening here. But you will not know how to raise the Kundalini, how to give realization. That's only possible when you become a real Sahaja Yogi. So there are people who are Sahaja Yogis who can do this work. There are people who have got realization, and there are people who are still dangling. So all kinds of people we have in Sahaja Yoga. Now normally people, when they meet some people in the ashram or in a group, they will always be impressed by a person who is a dangling thing. I'm surprised sometimes. Those who come for the first time will say, I was very much impressed by XYZ. I said, really? And that person is possessed and comes to me for the deliverance of the possessions. And they are very much impressed by that person. It's most surprising. How could you be impressed by a person who is possessed? But it happens. That makes some people understand the impression very much of that devil or that evil thing, or we can say that possession in a better way than a realized soul. That may be one of the reasons why Christ was crucified and that thief was left out. So the sensitivity has to grow in Sahaja Yoga. If you do not allow your sensitivity to grow, you will never understand Sahaja Yoga. Sahaja Yoga is not just a sort of a tuck shop or something where people just come in and then go. It's a place for people who are true seekers, who want to get employed by God, who want to do God's work, and who really care for themselves and care for the world that is around you. Care for what God has given you and what you have to give to God. This is meant for such people, not for people who are mediocres, who just come for fun's sake and then go away. It's such a waste of energy sometimes one feels when you just give them realization and it is all wasted. That's the parable of Christ about the seeds which fell on the rocks, and some fell on very beautiful land which grew into beautiful trees. So I have seen both. I expect more people to become Sahaj Yogis. For that you don't have to sacrifice anything, you don't have to give much time. On the contrary, the whole life becomes a fun. You start enjoying life very well, you enjoy your family very well. You have all kinds of new perspectives. You start seeing life as a leela, as a play of God's work. It's very interesting. If you see these people here, you'll have to admit that they look so fresh and so happy and so joyous, without any wrinkles on their heads. And how do they achieve it? It is only through the power of your own spirit that you feel the joy of that eternal bliss that is God. May God bless you. Is this all right? Start. It's an illusion. So now, I always like people to ask me questions if they have any. It will be a good idea. And I've seen that in England people have been very decent. They've never been so aggressive. Very nice people I've met in England. If you have any questions, please ask me. There have been so many lectures and so many things, and once you start developing yourself, you'll know all about it, because in this little speech, how far can अभी बैठ जाइए थोड़ी देर बैठ जाइए how far we can explain. It's very very wide subject. After all, it's eternal, and you cannot explain eternity in such a short thing. You can just get glimpses and glimpses of that. But if you have any questions, please ask. Yeah.
How does one establish the realization?
Gavin, you stand in between so that he can. It's all right. He'll just tell loudly to Gavin.
He's asking, how does one establish the realization?
That, of course, we'll see to it. All right. Now there are many who haven't got it. Now, how to establish it? That part is a second stage, which there are experts here, and will tell you how to establish it. Where do you live?
In
London. Then it's all right. In London there's no problem. We have a very good center. We have 2 centers where you can go and see them, and they have programs every Wednesday there, and they are establishing people very well. It's not at all difficult. You can master it. Absolutely can master it. No problem. There are such masters here, you can't believe. These are all masters. I have to ask them sometimes. It's true. I don't understand human beings much, I must say. I am very bad at it. You see, these complications I don't understand. So, any other question, please? That was a very good question. Very good question. You see, that you want to establish. Anything else? Or you are wanting to have your realization? That's the best. All right. Is there any question there? If you have, better ask. Because you see, when you are getting your realization, you actually go beyond your thoughts. The thoughts are, one is rising, another falling, again rises and falls. In between there is a space which actually widens when the Kundalini rises. And that's the place is here. When it opens out, you enter into this gate, which is the gate of Christ, and then you enter into the realm, your attention goes where you are thoughtlessly aware. But when it breaks through here, you start feeling the cool breeze in your hand. Absolutely. Now some people who have some problems can feel the rise of the Kundalini a little bit if it is not moving properly. Or some people can see also. You can see at their back the Kundalini's movement. In some people, because you see, if you have a perfect backbone and a life which is above normal, then it works out very fast. But if there are complications, it takes little time. Doesn't matter. Some people feel the heat sometimes. So for all these things, while giving realization, we can tell you what is to be done, what is the problem, and how to tackle. But at the very outset, which has been a very common problem with English people and with others, Western people, I'll have to tell you beforehand that unnecessarily they feel guilty for everything. I mean, it has become a second habit with them. If somebody asks for water and if you are late in that, you feel guilty. Self-pity is the worst thing. Feeling guilty is the worst thing. What is there to feel guilty? You haven't done anything so bad, so horrible, that God can't forgive you. He is the ocean of love, ocean of compassion. You can't imagine what He is. He is so compassionate. So why should you feel guilty for nothing at all? And this kind of a thing is like hiding yourself into a little niche to avoid the sunshine of His love. So please do not feel guilty. Believe me, you are all fine people, you are good people, there is nothing wrong with you, you have done nothing wrong. Just forget it. Little bit here and there doesn't matter. After all, to err is human. God knows that. You are human beings, you are not God. If you were God, you would not have made any mistakes. But after all, you are human beings, so you are going to make mistakes, isn't it? And He understands that. He is all common sense. He is the source of all understandings, source of all the feelings. And then we just sit back, thinking we are guilty, oh, we should not have done that, we should not have done that, this is wrong, that is wrong. Please forget all that. So this is one first request to you, that please forget that you are guilty. First start it with saying in your heart that I am not guilty. Thrice you must say, I am not guilty. I mean, this is something people are surprised when I tell them, that you must count your guilts and things. There is no need at all. Do we count all our blots on our clothes when we put it into a washing machine or something? Do we go on counting how many there are, how many dirts there are, how many types of sources it has come? No, we just put it down. If there is something who is just going to cleanse you completely, who is the source of all the cleansing, then you just have to ask for it, that's all. Just for the asking, it's just for your asking. So please don't feel guilty. Especially if you are brought up that way, it's difficult to believe. But I tell you, I don't find anybody here guilty of any such crime that they should feel guilty at all. May God bless you. Now, I would request you to take out your shoes for one reason, that this Mother Earth helps us a lot to suck in our problems. She is another very forgiving personality. Come in, come in. They are just waiting, thinking that they will disturb us. Come in, come in. Come in. Sit down. Yes, come along. There are seats here. You can come and sit here. It's like the shooting of the jet, or we can say the shooting of the satellite, the last of it to go into the space. Everything has been done now, only the last bit where it enters into the space has to take place, and just it takes place. So now don't be nervous, don't feel unhappy, and don't think about what has happened in the past, just think of the present. It's very important for all of you. Now please put your hands straight like this. This is because we have to receive the information on our fingers. The fingertips have got the chakras represented there. So just put your hands towards me, straight. Feeling cool breeze already? Now close your eyes. You have to close your eyes. Please keep the eyes closed all the time. That is very important. Don't open them at all, because if you open the eyes, then the Kundalini stops at Agya Chakra. So keep them closed. This is just the opposite of hypnosis, where you have to keep your eyes closed. Now just let it go. I mean, in the sense that you just do not say any mantras or anything or any prayer. Just relax, put your hands on your laps, be comfortable on your laps, be comfortable. Just relax, it will work out. Once it happens to you, you can do it to others. Like one enlightened light enlightens another one, and that light can enlighten another. So now, we are supposing in the dream, as I said, we have to become the reality. And the reality is one, that is, you are the spirit. You are nothing but the spirit. So you put your right hand on your heart to assert. On the left side, you put your right hand, keep your eyes closed, don't open them. Just keep them closed. And now you have to just assert saying that, Mother, I am the spirit. Put your left hand towards me and say, Mother, I am the spirit, not loudly in your heart. Just say, Mother, I am the spirit. Left hand towards me and right hand on the heart. Left hand towards me and right hand on the heart. And just say, Mother, I am the spirit. Say it thrice. With the faith, with the full belief that you are the spirit. With your heart, say, Mother, I am the spirit. You are the spirit, no doubt, you are. But you have to awaken. If you start getting cool breeze in your hand, put the hand parallel to the Mother Earth, left hand, facing the palm towards the sky. Left hand should be known. That's where you are correct, but only one gentleman. It's correct, this way. No, the palm should be upward. Yes, that's correct. Yes, that's right. Left hand. Just see some of the surgery we should see there. That lady. Is he all right? Please keep your eyes shut. Just tell her. Put the left hand straight. Yes, just on the lap. Left hand on the lap. Be comfortable, be comfortable. And don't worry, we are seeing you, we are managing. If there's anything that is not all right, we'll work it out. Now put this right hand on your forehead now. On your forehead. And just say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Say it again, Mother, I forgive everyone. You yourself, you are doing your own ascent in the way that you are raising it. You're getting your power from the left side and you're working it out with your right hand. Now put your hand on your head itself and press it hard. Hard. And now just say, Mother, please give me my realization. Say it 7 times. Now put your fingers on the center of your head, where is the fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone when you were a child, and just try to press it with your fingers. Just try to press it or move it. You will see it will become softer. With your own hand it will start becoming softer. Try to press it. Now press your hand higher and see if there is cool breeze coming out. If not, there might be hot coming out. Just put your hand on top and feel it, higher. Just feel it. If there is cool breeze coming out or a hot breeze coming out. Hot is coming out, if you see, most of you. Now, you put your right hand towards me and left hand on top of your head again. Now see if there is cool breeze coming out. Better. It's coming out? No, it will work. Work out. When one hand is tired, you try with another hand, it will work out. What's it going? Hold that. Now, put your both the hands towards me. It's very relaxing now. Just watch me. Now see if there is any thought coming to you while watching me. Just test it. Just watching. Open your eyes. See now, if there is any thought, Now, to give your self-realization, you have to put your left hand in front of you, just like this as I am putting. Left hand. This is the desired power. Left hand in front. The right hand in front, like this, and go on moving. Your left hand straight line and right hand like this, on top of your head. Go. Bring it up. Now, give it a knot. Again, once more. Put the hand straight in front of you. It's you who can do it. And now put the right hand like this. Just start moving. No. Upward, like that. The movement should be correct. Do it like this. Pick it up. Take it on top of your head. Now give another knot. Now, again. One, two, and three. See now, are you feeling good? Feeling it? Are you? Not yet. Then we'll close your eyes. It will work out. Just close your eyes. It will work out. Just start it. Better now? पहले भी आ चुके हैं, माफ करिए सबको, पहले माफ करिए, सबको माफ करिए। क्या कोई गुरु के पास गए थे क्या पहले? हाँ, गुरु, some guru. That's it. See, the eyes are, you see, that's why they are trembling. Who was the guru? Everyone. Now ask me a question. Whether Ramayana I don't know. Just say it. Keep your eyes open. Now, wow, you see this? Not to be sad. You have to be cheerful. Source of joy is within us. We have to find that, isn't it? What? Feeling better? Here is the pain, isn't it? Let God take the responsibilities now. We better do not give responsibilities. Alright? Better? Feeling the full breeze? Not yet? You have to forgive. You have to forgive. Really forgive. Alright? Just forgive. By not forgiving, you are troubling yourself. Not forgive. You understand that? No. Just forgive. Just forgive. Alright. Just forgive. Alright? Better now? And too hot. Just forgive. Alright? What is the baby? Somebody will see the surgery is done. This which is settled now. Come now, one. The surgery can start working on that side. Now what about you? So when you go strong with it, they have all sorts of boards here. Yeah? Well, I put the thing. करा काम देवाचं काम केलं पाहिजे हा झालं ना आता ठीक झालं की नाही सगळं आता या जस्ट जॉईन सर्जन ना वर्क इट आउट क्या ये काय तू तो क्या हाल चाल है सब ठीक है हे आमचे जुने आहेत सहयोगी हाँ चलो पार करो दो चार लोगों को पार करो चलो हाँ पार करो चलो चला है के हिम कर चलिए वहाँ को भी बोला दो Did you go to any guru? No. No one? No one? You read some books like that? No, what books?
I'm not sure.
You Bandanti books. That's it, all Ekadashi, all here. All the library is here. What's it? That's supposed to be. Oh, I see. I was wondering what's all this. Oh, what a realization. Just see here. Did you see that? Oh God, what a depression. Just
Yes.
look at that. So many books in the head, right? So the self is lost. Is it better? Marika. Let's understand. You been to some clairvoyance or someone? No, never?
Me?
No. So you are reading insufficient. Make this head heavy. All the books jammed up here. What about that? I think she's got. What about you? What is it? Eyes are sparkling. I can see that clearly. Can you come this side and see these ladies establishing? Now, just see this gentleman. Is it? No, all right, now come along. Give realization to people. क्या राज जी क्या कर रहे हैं? ये तो सहज उन्हीं का काम कर रहे हैं हम, नानक जी का, जो उन्होंने कहा कि सहज समाधि ला। अब वो कब लोगे? सिर्फ रटते ही बैठे हुए हो।
जब आप देंगे।
अब तो अभी ले लो, चलो हाथ रखो सामने। हाँ, जस्ट सी हिज वाइब्रेशंस। आओ चलो आओ, जो। हाँ, now better. Now, breathe yourself. Sorry. Now. List of the books. Better now? All right? Work out things now. Just now, what about her? People have to be important. Huh? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for this. But this is for not forgiving others. All right? No, it's all right. Better? What about you? No, you should, why not? Yes, got a hamsa. Sadaji, give me realize. Somebody call?
Sorry?
बातें भी जल्दी पर खोते भी जल्दी हैं, ये भी बात है हिंदुस्तानियों की। ये लोग जमते हैं। हाँ, कबीर ने कहा है ना, मूल कमल पे आसन जमा और उलटी पवन चला, सारा वही है। पीड़ा पिंगला सुख मन नाड़ी, सारी उन्होंने बात कही है। शून्य शिखर पर अनहद बाजी रे, देखिए अनहद आया यहाँ हाथ पे बदला, अनहद बाजी रे। आप लोगों तो सब बता के गए, इन लोगों को तो बताया नहीं है। आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग हिम दैट कबीरा हैज टोल्ड एवरीथिंग क्लियरली टू दिस, नथिंग मोर कुड बी सेड। I mean, Nanaka and Kabira have really worked very hard. But they must listen now. क्या हो गया माथे में? ये हो रहा है? Just his vibration. आ रही ठंडा? हाँ?
Not quite.
आ जाएगी। अभी आती। Got it? Can't hear? All right.
I couldn't hear anything.
It's all right. You can see me, huh? So come round and see your ears. Come round, please. Get up and come back.
Get up there. Come on.
No, see? क्या आ रहा? नहीं आ गए? थोड़ा आ रहा। माफ करिए, सबको माफ करिए, खासकर अंग्रेजों को माफ करना चाहिए। अंग्रेजों को माफ करिए।
जी मैं माफ करता हूँ।
उनकी दुष्टता में निकाल डाली। हाँ आए?
इधर ठीक
है?
राइट ठीक।
राइट ठीक है, लेफ्ट में नहीं आ रहा। हाँ अब आ रहा, राइट पे शुरू हुआ, लेफ्ट में नहीं। अब देखिए, यार चढ़ाएंगे क्यों नहीं? आ रहा है। Now, can somebody come here? Stop. Stop. I think it is the next piece. It will be all right. अब तो ये विचारिता तो आ गई ना, विचार तो नहीं आ रहा। विचार मेरे और देखिए विचार आ रहा।
कैसे विचार?
कोई सा भी विचार।
Couldn't quite follow what's the vichar.
No, you see what I'm saying. Now you are looking at me, and you can stop thinking, can you?
I can stop thinking.
All right. Let's see. Can you stop it? You can stop now. Just see. Just come up. कबीर की बात कही तो धड़ाक से ऊपर जा। So start. What's it? To that extent it is coming out? Look at that hand. That extent. क्या हाल है? चला? आ गई? हाँ? विराग आ रहा है अंदर से, खुशी सी लग रही। आया? ठंडक आई? ये जवाब। हाँ अब क्या हुआ? कौन गिरे? हाँ चलो नाउ होगा, ठीक है, हो गए पार, पार उतर गए संत जनारे। अब कुछ करिए आगे।
लगता है कि मन तो नहीं लगता।
सब लगेगा। आप आइए हमारे यहाँ, टेल देम द नाइटिंगेल एवरीथिंग दे विल कम। आप आइए, लगाइए उसमें मन। अब देखिए, आप सीखिए। व्हाट अबाउट यू? ओके, हाँ आपके नहीं? But forgive also. If you don't forgive, then it is heightened. The heat is heightened more. If you forgive, just say I forgive. Just say it. Mean
You
it.
can come to our centre
Okay.
on Wednesday evening this week and every week.
कभी नहीं.
It's in South London, in Balham, near Clapham South Station. The address is 99
Ma.
Nightingale Lane.
Heat.
And make sure you get some literature from us, which will give you the address and the telephone. And please fill up the little slip which has a space for your address, so that we can reach you again when there are other programs.
Left to the right. Left to the right in kitchen.
On
Left
Saturday,
to the right.
as you may know,
Left to the
there will
right.
again be a public meeting in Hampstead in the town hall, which is very close to the Belsize Park tube station.
You feel heat. You feel heat.
What time is it, Magda? 7?
10 o'clock.
7 o'clock on Saturday this week. That's 18.
Baro.
Right? Forgive.
Barar.
Yeah. Forgive.
So those who've
Sorry, I
come to programs before, felt the realization,
छिदवाड़ाला जन्म झाला.
please get up and help to
नागपूरचीच आहे.
raise the kundalini of the new people, because it's only by feeling the vibrations on others that you learn how they work and what they are. You can't learn it from a book. have to have the practical experience.
So you forgive.
That's why we have the workshop sessions every week on Wednesday.
Or
We can get practical learning
and don't go this.
and go deeper into this tremendous knowledge.
Like just
बात कम करो,
That's from
रेज करो
6
कुंडली, बात
until
करने से
9
ध्यान फिर चित्त
at
उठा।
our center. You're welcome anytime.
हम साक्षात विष्णु माया, 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 हम साक्षात विष्णु माया। Better? You can hear me? Yes. Good. Now turn around. हम साक्षात श्री राधा कृष्ण राधा कृष्ण राधा कृष्ण राधा कृष्ण राधा कृष्ण राधा विठ्ठल 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 Sister Krishna. It has improved? It has improved now?
Yes, very, very good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, okay, I can.
Now you are hearing me all right?
Yes,
That's it.
yes,
Now you don't see my mouth or anything, but you can hear me, all right?
wonderful.
That's good. Now you are gradually, you'll be hearing much better.
Well, thank you so much, because it's such agony not to be able to hear and understand.
Now you'll be hearing much better.
Thank
Aren't you hearing me?
Yes, wonderful. God bless you.
बताओ। गरम होगा ना? गरम नागपूरला नाही विचारलं शिवाराला आणि आमचं साडे नागपूरला ना होईल
eat more.
मोरी what you do? Lot of matter. You must forgive me. You forgive me. Forgive me. Sama kara. Back. Keली का? मी नेहमीच लोकांना क्षमा करते. आलं. सुरू झालं. क्षमा करा. क्षमा करायची. What about him? You okay?
As soon as you forget and forgive, soon you feel that it is gone.
All the trick. What about you?
Forgive.
Yeah, it's good and nice. It's useful, huh? The eyes are not showing, you see? Good. बरं आहे ना का? Do that. विचार नका करू.
Where are you from? Where did you come from?
That's
Come and meet
I'll
us.
Good.
Somebody else.
sorry. Very good. Very good. Better now. Also they look at this.
No.
Very tight. Still very tight. Yeah?
Hands are feeling cooler.
That's all. Ah! Now better. Heat is less now? They don't feel because of that. Ah! Better now?
Trying too hard.
Don't try. You've been to some guru.
Yes.
Who?
Well, I've been involved in enlightenment intensives. तुमचं बरं चाललंय शांत राहा हो ना What about you? Good. But now you must progress. That's the main thing. You all have to become like these people. You see, they know how to do it. It's your own. Why not do it? This is the employment. Now, a new employment by a new government. All right? Doesn't matter. If there is no employment by this government, doesn't matter at all. Now you have to take new employment. Huh? All right now.
Still pain in the shoulders.
Yeah. Yes, things like that. You ask me a question. Mother, am I my own guru? You ask me a question. Just ask me loudly.
Am I my own guru?
Mother, am I my own guru?
Mother, am I my own guru?
Again.
Am I my own guru?
Mother,
Mother.
am I my own guru? Again.
Mother, am I my own guru?
Again.
Mother, am I my own guru?
Again.
Mother, am I my own guru?
Start. It's cooler now. Are you feeling the food, please? Start. This is the problem. You don't have to have any gurus anymore. You are your own guru. Just master. Alright? You have to become your own master. You don't need any masters anymore. Alright? The problem is Agya. Agya and this. Or it doesn't matter. You have been to divine life. Which guru you have been to?
Enlightenment intensive.
Same thing. They have tried your Agya. You concentrated on this part.
No,
And what?
it's just a meditation.
At this part?
No. You ask a question, who are you?
You put on your arm. Here.
You cannot do meditation. You have to
As soon as you look up from the head spoke, look up on there. And
lighter now. It's lighter in the head. You have to look at heart. This side. This side.
relax.
But you'll have to go quickly for clearing. Alright? This has to be cleansed out. And we say these are elaborate thoughts they are called there. They have to be clarified. The boys will tell you how to do it. Alright? So you master it now. To become a master of Kundalini. You become the guru now. No more gurus and no more payments. Had enough of that. She's good. She's good. So good. You had no guru, I believe. That's it. This guru business is to do. Guru, again.
She's done mantra. She said mantra.
Said mantra. What? Open your eyes. Now say that to me. Say. Again. Again, loud. Alright? Working now? In the hand? Okay? Let him ask the question of Buddha.
Are you Lord Buddha?
Mother? Just ask him. Mother?
Mother, are you Lord Buddha?
Okay.
Mother, are you Lord Buddha?
Okay.
Mother, are you Lord Buddha? Mother, are you Lord Buddha?
Alright? Wait. Enter to breathe now. Just say, Mother, am I my own?
Mother, am I my own God? Mother, am I my own God?
right? Stepping up. It is that void is too much quantum. Okay. Let us see. Left. Just started. But little bit. See? You can see the fingertips, it becomes lighter. Can you see that? All these fingers have to become, then you will start feeling it more. Better? Yes, say, Mother, make me my own guru.
Make me my own guru. Mother, make me my own guru. Mother, make me my own guru. Mother, make me my own guru.
Both the words are, both the sides are. That's the problem. Not yet feeling? Alright, they'll tell you what is to be done, alright? You just wait, clear out. This portion is all heated up, you can see it, alright? All this is. Can you feel the pressure here? It's there. So we have to cure this, alright? That's what it is. They will tell you what is to be done. And follow it religiously. You will become the Buddha, enlightened one, isn't it? How are you?
Very well, thanks.
Did you feel the cool breeze?
No, I didn't actually.
No? You should. Why not? What about this lady?
She's all right.
Great. That's great. Yes, that's the thing. Now it's all right. You can feel it on the head also. Oh, very nice. Yes, it's very good.
Shree Mataji, yes.
अच्छा बेटे खुश रहो जी हुआ है सरदार जी ठीक है ना अब औरों को बुलाइए क्या कर रहे हैं सिर्फ गुरुद्वारे जाने से तो होने नहीं वाला उसको पाना चाहिए ना इसकी बात करी हुई है सब बेकार वो दिल्ली में अच्छे दिल्ली के लोग अच्छे हैं दिल्ली के सरदार जी तो बड़े कमाल के इसमें आ रहे हैं बहुत जैसे भ्रम बनाए बैठे हुए उसी भ्रम जैसे ये लोग ईसाई लोग बनाए ऐसे आप लोग भी एक भ्रम बनाए वो भी एक भ्रम बनाए सब में भ्रम चले हुए है ना इस भ्रम को तो तोड़ना चाहिए किसी ने भी पाया नहीं सब अपने हाथ पैर टांगे मार रहे हैं अच्छा किताब देते जा Feeling it now, see on that. Just forgive them. You see? Forgive all of them. Can you? All right? What? All right? Left is what? Right? What has she been doing? Karate or something? Have you been? No. I just try off here.
I really appreciate it.
Are you married? Are you going to marry? No. Why? No, you have to. See, otherwise you won't enjoy life. There's a center for married and unmarried, no? If you get a good husband, then you marry, alright? Keep it like that, huh?
We are hoping that many of you will come on Wednesday to our centre
Better take down their names in any case and write to them if
In
they...
any case, please
You
make
should
sure
write
you
down-
leave your name and address with us.
You've got
There
the
are
books
boxes
here?
just by the door for you to give us the slips. And those who come on Wednesday,
Yes, fine.
please bring with you
Is there a difference
certain
between
things.
self-realization and God-realization?
A bag of 7 lemons and 7 green chilies.
Yeah.
First you
This
have
is
to
a treatment. You'll see how effective it is.
Buddha didn't talk of God.
And also bring a little bag of sugar and salt
If you know your spirit,
and a little oil, like olive oil.
see, supposing...
So I'll say it again. If you come, when you come on Wednesday,
Supposing God is
please
standing.
bring a bag with 7 lemons
At least you become
and
spirit.
7
At least you become
green
the spirit.
chilies.
See?
And also bring some sugar,
Then,
some salt,
it's all right. Now,
Some
come
oil.
on. Become your spirit first of all.
and these you'll take home and we'll tell you how to use them to help to clear out the problems on the subtle centers inside.
Myself.
Thank you.
I think so.
We look forward to seeing that.
She knows.
Ha!
Would you message me?
Where is your problem? Close your eyes. Heart. Heart. What's the matter with your heart? Heart is like a stone. Why? Disappointed in love or something? What? Why? It's like a stone.
I'm disappointed in this organisation because there's this organisation here.
Oh, I see.
Because
Why? What are you disappointed? Here, by coming here, people give up their drugs, they give up all their nonsense, they become good people, they get their cancer cured, there's a doctor standing here and psychologist, you see, and they get their madness over, and why are you disappointed? What do you want them to do? To join politics?
no, not
Then what?
But to find out the purpose of their life.
They have found out their purpose much better than you have. And you don't open your big mouth. Please keep shut. It's not working out, that's why. You see, here everybody has such a big ego on the top of their head. What have you done? Their lives is changed. Those people who are taking drugs have given up. Those people who were drinking have given up. Those people who are doing wrong things have given up. They are all doctors. Those people who were nothing have become architects, doctors, and this and that. What is the purpose of life?
The purpose of life is to find life. What is life?
Life they have found.
What is life?
Life is to do the God's work. That's life.
No, life is to understand that we are limitless, that we are infinite.
That's what.
in
That's what.
spirit.
God is
That's
limitless.
God realization.
Yes, that's
And
what happens.
I have a teacher called Ishvara.
Ishvara.
Who can give us faith.
We have known that already.
Yeah.
We have done nothing to you. Can you tell what's wrong with this lady? Tell me, what are the chakras? Tell
I'm
me.
not interested in performing
No,
tricks.
what's the use of having such a guru? And you are coming here representing it. You see, you have got nothing. On the contrary, there's a very big ego on your head. That's all I can see clearly. And your heart is like a stone.
One of your initiates has told me my throat chakra is blocked,
That's true.
but that is not true.
That's true.
Anyone who's got clairvoyant vision can verify what
Clairvoyance is because of the spirits. Do you know that? Spirits only give you clairvoyance. They are not gods. That's not the way.
But one of your movements told me that I have my throat chakra blocked, and that's not true.
That
It's
is
absolutely not true.
very true. I can see it is true. Absolutely.
You've got clairvoyant.
Not only throat, your heart, throat, and this.
But I have friends who have clairvoyant vision, and they know that that's not true.
Clairvoyant cannot know about chakras. Take it from me. How can they are not subtle enough? They will never know. What will they know? They know only about choice.
You want to be enlightened?
See, those who are clairvoyant. Listen. They have no knowledge. Take it from me. They just get knowledge from a spirit which tells them. Believe me. If you want to be clairvoyant, you can do. I don't want to waste my time. Then you become.
But I'm not interested in these tricks that you're doing.
Or you don't do. Then forget it. Don't take our time. You go away.
I'm giving you an opportunity.
No, I don't want. Thank you very much.
God realization.
That's the ego. That's the ego. You know, they are so stupid that you just don't know how to carry on. Very stupid people. They don't want to see closed eye. They're stupid people. Even a garbage cleaner will come and quarrel with a, what was he? He was the chairman of the High Court, of the World High Court. A garbage cleaner. Can you imagine? I mean, when you don't know anything, what are you talking about? Just talking, wasting everything. Show off. Why don't they have their own halls and where they talk? Here I've got work. You have nothing to do. Better get out. Please, sorry. I'm sorry, sir. I've got to work it out. I just can't talk like you. I have to work. Alright? Tell him to go out. This is no very bad vibration. Just help me by getting out. No, Rustam, no use arguing.
Yes, well, there was no confidence about me feeling it like possibly I felt it because you were suggesting I might feel it.
She hasn't got the confidence as yet, she says. Ask her to put her left to the right. He has got a guru who calls himself Ishvara. And they believe it. You see, that's the trouble. These stupid people believe such people. Calling themselves gods, this, that, they believe. They're so stupid, you know, this ego makes them so stupid. So, आ रहा है? नहीं? किसानियों का क्या हाल हो रहा है यहाँ?
मैं आपके लिए खास ह्यूस्टन से आया हूँ, यूएसए से।
कहाँ से?
I stayed in Houston, USA.
USA में?
Yeah.
अच्छा?
I have come here on temporary assignment only for 2 months, so I came across John and Reading. So I attended.
ह्यूस्टन में भी तो है हमारे।
मैंने कभी वो जान
10 minutes.
हाँ, बहुत है।
10 minutes left.
I have never
On
been
the tape.
अरे अपने हिंदुस्तानी कोई आते नहीं? Just meeting. कभी नहीं दिन चला। आपके साथ मैं भी चलने वाली हूँ। हाँ? आपके साथ मैं भी चलने वाली हूँ। ठीक है। Just see his vibration. Esther, there's a present for you. Kalpana has left for present. She's been lying with me. The fellow had such a bad heart, I tell you, right? Huh? What's it?
Getting a bit of acne, right?
Right heart.
Alright.
After father?
He's there.
When?
40 years back.
What was his name?
Kupchan.
Khubchand.
Yeah, he was in sin.
Huh?
Sin. He was in sin. Yeah, he 40 years back.
आप उनसे कहिए आँख बंद करके हम ठीक है आप फिर से जन्म लीजिए और पार हो जाएगा हमारी फिक्र छोड़ दिया तो आपको श्वास की बीमारी है
नहीं, which
अच्छा
actually God has given everything. There is no complaint. Nothing. Good family, good life.
लेकिन आपका राइट हार्ट से कहिए फादर से कहिए वेरी बैडली कहिए हाँ also right Swadhisthana, right heart. He's an engineer. अब आ रहा है कर दीजिए 2-3 बार कहा ठीक है अच्छा अब एक सवाल पूछिए कि माँ आर यू द इंजीनियर ऑफ ऑल द इंजीनियर्स सवाल पूछिए
Ma, are you the engineer of all the engineers?
हाँ
Ma, are you the engineer of all the engineers?
हाँ
Ma, are you the engineer of all the engineers? Ma, are you the engineer of all
हो गया आ रहा स्टार्ट ठीक है दोनों हाथ कर लीजिए तो समझ देख लो Nothing less than Ishwar. That's the need. Let him come and help me. I have to work. It's a hard item. I said I have to work here. Giving lectures very easy. Ah. What do you say? What's that? It has come.
We make it now again. It's turned out again in basements.
Oh.
David
Oh.
David.
Oh, this one. But this you give it only to real souls, all right? Not to everyone. Just don't start it otherwise they will try. Bumble, what about your birthday? When is it? Huh? Ah. Ah. And how is your mother? birthday now. Come and get it. Because you may outgrow. What work you do?
Consulting.
Yes.
Consulting.
Consultation. On what consultation?
Research consultancy.
Research.
Business.
Business consultancy. You have to talk about it.
Talk to him.
You have to talk, or you talk to
I
him.
think I told him.
Okay, Richie. No, just keep this. It's very heavy. Right. Talk too much, right? What is that?
It's my homemade jam.
What jam?
It's jams. It's the jams.
You have? Ask your mother. Come here. How are you? All right? Ah, beautiful flowers, huh? Are they? You are better than that. What about you? What for you, sir? Lots of it. You done it? Right, thank you very much. Thank you. Hello? What's it? I wanted to see that when those people attacked me. They were saying I was just laughing all the time.
Oh, you were, Mother.
Really?
Oh, it's tremendous.
But I couldn't understand their stupidity. I didn't know what to do.
It's marvellous. Well, we watched it several times anyway, several times.
One lady came, I forbid you, you see. She got the Bible on my head.
I think you're the only one.